So I really liked the idea of this story because I'm really interested in the whole Elon Musk colonizing Mars situation.
Yes.
Is that why you were drawn to this project?
Well, I was definitely intrigued by that because clearly it's actually sort of happening. And I always love, if you're dealing with some sci-fi elements, I always gravitate to the ones that are just a tiny step into the future. So there are things that we can absolutely understand happening, but they haven't happened quite yet, but it feels very realistic, and I really loved that about this movie. And I also really loved the idea, I was interested in exploring what it would be like to be a person who wanted to leave this planet and live on Mars and maybe only see 10 people for the rest of your life and sort of have that kind of solitude. So Kendra, the character that I play, was really appealing to me in that way because that's not me at all. I love people. And I always want to be around people. So I was really intrigued by that as well.
That was actually something interesting to think about. So something happened to her that was so bad that she was like, peace out, Earth.
Yeah, no, and exactly. And there is a backstory, and some of it was in the initial script that I read, and some of it we even shot that was basically her husband had left her for somebody else when he found out that she couldn't have children. And she never saw herself as a mother. And so she ended up getting sent up to Mars to do what she thought was going to be terraforming, like do something completely different, and then realized she was ultimately going to be a glorified babysitter for Asa Butterfield's character, for Gardner, and then, of course, ended up falling in love with him, just in terms of wanting to protect him and be there for him. And they kind of became best friends because there was just nobody else up there. And, and in the end of the day, she's the one who really advocates and fights for him to get a shot at getting to Earth, even though we don't know if he's going to be able to survive it or not.
Right, because ironically, she then ends up kind of becoming a mother.
Well, exactly. And I think that's the thing, is like each generation is more healthy than the next, we hope always. And I think in that way, what was broken in her, she didn't want to be broken in him. Mm-hmm. And I think that she takes it upon herself to go back to a place that she just has no desire to go back to for him.
Mm-hmm. In Mars, there is no gravity, so I believe that you guys were attached to wires.
Yes.
And actually getting to move around as if you were in Mars. What was that like?
That was so cool. I mean, those are the really fun things to do because you get a glimpse of the experience of what that's like. They're not, the wires and the rigs are not comfortable at all. But I think also it's funny, whenever you're playing a character, you end up sort of feeling the way that they feel because you're sort of incarnating them. And in that way, because that was where she was the most comfortable, sort of floating in the ethers, not grounded, and just kind of, not having to commit one way or the other. Those were some of the funnest scenes. The scene where she's running and training, that was really, really cool to do.
That scene was actually really cool. You looked so fit while you were running in a circle.
Thank you.
And I was wondering how that was shot.
Yeah. Well, we did. That was on wires, and so there was just a bit of help for me because Peter Chelsom, our director, just wanted that little bit where it's just not quite a regular run. Something is just a bit, and also because it's very key for when both she and Gardner get to Earth, because their bodies, his even more so because he was born up there, but for her too, running any kind of physical activity on Earth is extremely difficult, whereas up there, she's light as a feather.
Made in Hollywood.
Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Made in Hollywood TV. Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and for the next awesome video, click right here. Click in that box right there, super easy.